Remember hearing our parents arguing after bedtime, it felt strange. A you'd sneak into my half of the bunk bed just to feel safe, sir. I'd make a tent out of the courts and tell you it's our fortress. And as we heard footsteps, I'd tell you to keep your voice down or talk less. We played games to pass the time until you fell asleep. A few years later, who thought you'd be the one to lecture me? I can't lie, I'm a hypocrite. Because I used to be the biggest prick and I don't want my sister ending up with a guy like that. I mean a guy like me, because I know what guys are like. I just hope that's something you won't have to first hand see. You used to laugh when I tripped up and hurt myself. And I'd always hear you say something cheeky when I turned as well. But the thing that makes me laugh when I think back is your silly theory about who I should date and bring back to mum's flat. You'd meet a girl I'm talking to and tell me afterwards if you think she's good enough. You'd say something like, she must think she's buff. And we'd laugh as you cuss her. And even when I did fall like a sucker and showed you my ex like I loved her, no matter how much I was away, you knew I was still your big brother. I don't need to spend time for you to know that. I tell you, call me when you need me. So you never call me because you don't want to seem needy. That's my baby sister, that's why I love her. And when people meet us, they think we hate each other because we greet with insults and shoves. Our friends always look confused, but that's our definition of a hugger. Remember when so-and-so tried to bully you in year 6? Hear this, I sent 3 guys to tell him face to face that you're my sister. But I guess that stopped it, because I never heard a word again. I even took you to your first church event. Back when house parties were called shubs. And back when we were risking everything in the name of these hoods. Me and David sneaking in late. And you'd throw the key over the back gate. And I'd sneak in the house and count the steps. Because we knew the 7th step always creaked, it was peak. But it seems girls these days seem to know the price of their dream engagement ring before they know the value of marriage. And apparently there's a correlation between looks, cooking and being married. But before we get into that, there's a couple things I need to get out of the way. First things first, I do not like any of your guy friends. That's something I had to say. And I definitely don't like any of these girls that I think are leading you astray. And I hate this growing up thing you've been doing recently. How dare you get older? See, I remember how you used to break things and tell mum it was me. And you be smiling as I be receiving the beats, the cheek. I remember how I hated looking after you, okay? Maybe I didn't hate as much as I made out to, but when I knew so much about Hannah Montana, Powerpuff Girls and Kim Possible, I needed an excuse. See, you hate the fact that your friends think I'm cute, and I hate the fact that you borrow my clothes without putting them back. You see, I think you're annoying and you think I'm ugly. Only one of us is lying, and obviously that's not me. But I think the hardest thing to take is one day you're gonna have to leave this house and get married. Well, let me give you some advice on how to carry yourself. First things first, being a female is not an excuse for you to raise your tone. You raise your point before you raise your voice. You were raised by men, you weren't raised by wolves. He raised his hand. He weren't raised a man, no scrap that. He raised his hand, we raised one back. You got an army for a surname and a soldier for a brother. And I will not, I repeat, I will not allow you to use your race or your gender as an excuse of why you cannot compete with the others. Because every time you ask me a question, I provide you with an answer. Even when I couldn't, I provide you with a path. At the same time I play your brother. You see, sometimes I wonder if you relate to daddy. Are you proud of me? Because your daddy went around to see the woman you turned out to be. So same time I play your brother, I'll play your father. True. Before I get into my other piece, this one, it's more to everyone actually, rather than just to my sister. I got to ask you a little question. Before I continue, hi everyone. As I said, my name's Nego True. But this one, it's called Pick Your Poison. See, I want to ask you what's worse. A pastor that's always lived there with his son but never been there for his son? Or a prisoner who's never lived there with his son but always been there for his son? I want to ask you what's worse. A single mother that spends 40 hours a week trying to feed her son but never really gets to see her son, or a single mother that spends 40 hours a week trying to see her son but never really gets to feed her son. I'm trying to ask you what's worse. Because the one thing I've learned is life is all about sacrifice. Sometimes you have to put something beautiful last to make something beautiful last. You have to pick your poison. Would you rather give an alcoholic cocaine or a drug addict Hennessy? I'm trying to ask you what's worse. Because there's a dangerous thin line between what's right and what could be justified in your mind. Let me explain. You walk into a jail cell, a murderer might tell you at least he hasn't raped anyone. And the rapist might tell you at least he hasn't murdered anyone. They know they're both wrong. They're just trying to figure out what's worse. They're trying to get you to pick their poison. Because how do you judge what's right from wrong? Is it based on your religion as it stands, your moral high ground as a man, the way you were raised by your family, the law of the land? I'm trying to ask you what's worse. I'll tell you my problem. I always say a prayer the night before court. Never said a prayer the night before I got caught. So I want to ask God what's worse. The man that's only ever said a prayer for the purpose of forgiveness, or a man that never said a prayer but he never did the crime to begin with. The rapper that you say is leading everyone to hell. Versus the fact that you're a believer that rebels. The man that will help his dying mother because he thinks God will. Or the man that will help his dying mother because he thinks it's God's will. No, the man that will help himself because he thinks God will. Or the man that will help himself because he thinks it's God's will. I'm trying to ask you what's worse. Pick your poison. Is it love or lust? Truth or happiness? Peace or justice? Let me explain. I'm not seeking success or even love yet. But when you lose your friend to some needless dumb kid, you're left with one question. What comes first? Peace or justice? Because when the justice doesn't come, you feel the need to take it into your own hands. And when the peace doesn't come, you think it's because the justice hasn't come yet. So when you do everything in your power to leave the person responsible either in jail or dead, and you realize it doesn't bring back your friend, you realize you lost peace trying to chase justice, you do nothing, lose justice trying to chase peace. I'm trying to ask you what's worse. I let my mum down trying to save her. Raised in the church building by atheists. Dad was more concerned with showing face than he was a showing faith. I lost my friend young. Police got there too late to save him from the cemetery. So when I saw my friend get rushed, I knew I had to jump in. Because if I ring 999, they ain't getting to me. He says right, or he's getting buried. Fight, or he's in the cemetery. I learned young, there's a difference between what's right and what's necessary. I had to pick my poison. Ladies, do you make love trying to find it? Girls, you know when you got your ex right, and you see him with a new girl, she ain't even nice in the eyesight. Your friend rings you up and says, she ain't even a 5, right? She ain't even got the right 5, she ain't even his type. And your friend tells you he downgraded. Well, basically, I want to tell you, if your basis for the fact that he downgraded is the fact that her looks are basic, I'm trying to tell you that he's not the one that downgraded. You picked your poison. So next time understand that what's right isn't always what's righteous. What's wrong isn't always what's bad. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a hypocrite. And sometimes I tell lies. I picked mine. What's your poison? I'm going to need you lot's help on this one. When I do this, can everyone say one? Jeez, their maths GCSEs there. I'm going to take you through 5 different types of fathers. This one's called Daddy, Are You Proud of Me? Let's go. See, there's things our parents said to us growing up they probably think we forgot. But as kids, we soak in those words you said when you were cross. You see, I forgive, I don't forget. I live, I don't regret. And they might call me soft for writing this, you see, but I just got one question and maybe then I'll be free. Daddy, are you proud of me? Whiskey in my cup, holding back tears in my eyes. I heard your mum arguing again non-stop through the night. I know it was about money. We've never really had a dime. And I'm too young to work, so I'm considering crime. I figured if I could provide for me, then you won't have to. I used to take your money when it was laying on the dresser. Maybe this is my fault too. I don't know. Maybe I can buy myself my own school uniform, even give back to you. And if I'm honest, I don't want to live that life, but I don't know. Maybe if your mum have money, then you'll stick around this time. Maybe you'll be here on my birthday. Maybe mum won't cry. So I'm looking in the mirror like this ain't drug money. This is dad couldn't do it. I still had to feed my mum money. So I feed me now so you and mum can breathe. Daddy, are you proud of me? You see, sending money and spending time are not the same thing. Because mum played dad while you were looking after other women's kids. And you can skip the once-a-year calls on my birthday. I'd rather know if you meant to have me in the first place. See, mum's always out working to provide. And sometimes she goes over the top with how she disciplines, but then I sit and think she has to play the role of a man or woman without the help of a guy. You see, sometimes I wish you were here. But it's better that you're not if I'm real with it. Because you claim you love me. But I saw you constantly make mum upset. Then one day disappeared, you left me to deal with it. And you want to know why I'm an idiot? Because I'm with someone. And they're just like you. Shouting abuse with that same tongue, ask me what's wrong an hour later. Just like you, doesn't understand that respect and fear are not the same thing. Just like you, and when my friends are telling me to up and leave her, bring it to convo, I start to sit and think, I don't think letting go is being free, because this must be love. I mean, I learned it from you. And as sad as it sounds, I still want you to be proud you had me. So I just got one question, maybe then I'll be free. Daddy, are you proud of me? I never knew you growing up. Mum never really mentioned you. And it's not that I hate you, but if I had to choose the man of the house between you and Mum, then I choose everyone but you. You told me be everything I can be when I finally met you. I used to sit and think I want to be a father, but not like you. Grew up to be a man, but not like you. You know how many men would have killed to have a wife like yours, but not a dad like you? So now I'm the man of the house. And if anyone says I resemble my father in the slightest, I tell them that I'm everything that's not you. I'm nothing like you. So I don't have one more question, I'm already free. I couldn't give a damn if you're proud of me. Whiskey in my cup, holding back tears in my eyes. I watched you and learned how to keep all the emotions inside. You know, smile around guests but have no emotion when you're with your own family. Some call it pride. People that meet me usually ask how I keep happy all the time. I'm the one that makes all my friends smile. I'm the one they come to for advice. I never tell you what's wrong, I just respond with, I'm cool. Not because you're a bad guy, Dad. I just don't want to disappoint you. Because when you said I can tell you anything, I know in my head I can't, because I've seen how you respond to smaller things and I don't want to take the chance, yeah? Got a million questions that I wish I could ask, but I just keep myself to myself as the memories pass. Headphones in, shut out from the world. I wish I could have hired you when I was a kid, so I could have spent more time with you and did the things that fathers and sons did. You see, I always looked up to you, but you were always out of reach. I saw you as a hero, but you know, some heroes are unseen. You taught me to be hard, and you taught me to believe. I'm the man now, Dad. People listen when I speak. But that's not enough though, is it? Because I see you every day and I still don't know you. See, I studied hard and eventually worked. Even helped out a little bit in your church. Respect and fear are not the same thing. At least I learned that for free. So I just got one more question. Daddy, are you proud of me? Whiskey in my cup. Tears in my eyes. Everyone's complaining about their dad, I just wish mine was alive. Never had a lot of memories, still I cherish what I remember. Your sister's always telling me stories about you. I know that she won't forget you. It's me, Dad. Remember everyone used to say I look just like you. And sometimes I need guidance, so I ask myself what you would do. And if I'm honest, I didn't get to know you how I should have known you, and that's what's really getting to me. I've done a lot since, Dad. Mum says you'd be proud, but we're still in the same flat. One day we'll be out. And I'm not little no more. If only you could see. Sitting by your grave, no one else but you and me. And I just got one more question and maybe then I'll be free. Daddy, are you proud of me? This is my last piece. I don't really want to talk too much about this one. Basically, I dedicate this to one of my friends that we recently lost, R.I.P. Terrell. Yeah, he was the first person to hear this. So, this one's called Hunger. After talking. See, watching what you think is perfect should make you practice. Practice should never make perfect. Because the hunger should tell you that you haven't done enough when the world will say you've earned it. You see, you never get complacent and you always keep working, because one day, that kid that looked up to you will step into the spot that you deserted. You see, I remember playing football as a kid in the lowest division. After we scored our first goal, our manager would shout that our team isn't winning. He would shout as we ran back and told each other to dig in. It's still 0-0, get back in your positions. You see, this is not the hunger that fills up your belly. This is the hunger that you feel when you're at home. The one that keeps you up because you feel like you haven't done enough. This is Diddy when he was Puff. This is a single mom thinking back to her first son. This is when you wrote your first lyrics. And the older stood around you getting hyped as you were spitting. This is when the mic cuts off in the middle of your show. And you forget your lyrics. But you keep on going like you planned it or you meant it from the go. This is that childlike hunger you won't get when you're older. This is when a Christian first gets saved. When a Muslim first takes a shahada. This is when you first got brave. This is me. stepping off the chair in the barber. This is Ryan Giggs against Arsenal in 99, the moment the ball touches feet. Sully breaks when he first got the idea for R.I.P. Alex Ferguson leaving Aberdeen. You see, watching what you think is perfect should make you practice. Practice should never make perfect. You see, this is your talent before it got you paid up. This is when the light bill goes off and your mum ain't got money, so you need to think about ways to get the wage up. This is the night before your interview. Ironing your shirt so you don't have to do much after you wake up. This is you. Before you gave up, you see, sometimes you need to lose more than you need to win because it's easy to get comfortable in a spot they ain't in. I feel like Wenger will only learn when Arsenal went up fifth and Trevor only learned when Little Mo flipped. I mean, it's not about where you fall, it's about if you stand again. You see, I don't care if your mum, dad, brother, granddad died. You better keep on going like this is for their life. Because if Terrell was still here, he'd probably look me in my eye and tell me, keep on going, you ain't got much time. See, emotion never stops time. So you better use how you feel as a few. I said, emotion never stops time. So you better use how you feel as, you know what, scrap that. You give up. Maybe your mum can keep struggling. Or your little brother can be the rock. But I really came from the bottom. So if you give me one, I'm going to take that shot. And on my life, there's no remorse. If any of you slip up, I'm going to take that spot. You see, watching what you think is perfect should make you practice. Practice should never make perfect. True.